start with your competitive analysis so you know where that pricing structure needs to be. Then we need to look at where are we flagging hours. So we want to look at, the flag times over the course of a set period of time and see where does the dealership actually flag hours. So to do that, we have a repair frequency report that's going to filter down just to repair, taking out all the maintenance, so we can see where the dealership actually flags hours so that we can customize that grid to hit their goals. So we can see here, roughly the dealership flags a lot of hours below 6 hours, and then they get heavy again up in this 10 to 11 hours. So now that we know that information, we can come over and we can actually build out a variable pricing strategy for repair. To do that, it's super easy inside of the software. We would start in the resource center. We have guided tours, so we would want to create a new labor matrix. It will walk our users through the steps to create that labor matrix, show us right where to click. We would create a new labor matrix, tells us a little bit about the labor matrix that we're going to create. It asks us to name it. We'll just do a demo one here. Asks us how many grid hours we would like it for. We'll go up to 20. And then we have the structure of the labor matrix. So we'll start off at 199. We'll start a flat rate at 6 hours, since we saw that's where they were flagging the most amount of hours. We will actually start to come back down in that labor matrix at 10 hours. We'll incline it by $5, decline it by $2, and set all of them to end in 97 cents. The other thing we saw was that 5/10 was used quite a bit. So we'll add some additional revenue there for revenue over 90 days and then also annually. One of the first places you're going to want to, check out is the virtual performance group, which again is going to compare same franchise in that, same region. So comparing apples to apples, we can see our dealership and all of our metrics, and then we got some benchmarking, so we can see the average. So right away we see that our ELR is a little bit lower than the average, and to get that to move, we need to move our price up a little bit. And we can see we're above average, but we still have some room to grow. So then inside of the tool, we can also, back test that to see what does those changes make for us as far as profitability, like Mike said. So if we come into our dealer analyzer, we could test those situations. So if we wanted to move our alignment price, or we're thinking about moving our alignment price from 144.07 to 154.97, we can put that in and we can then test that by clicking what if. And it will show us, it will do all the calculations based on our historical data, that if we didn't sell any more alignments, we just made that pricing adjustment, which we use that market research in the VPG to see, we could bring in an additional $25,000 a year in gross profit, which is ultimately what we're after. We've already talked about, we have our pricing established. Now how do we ensure that our service advisors are compliant to that pricing structure we put in place? So inside our software, we actually measure pricing compliance. So we look at repair against the labor matrix, we look at the maintenance against the structured maintenance pricing, and then we show you for each service advisor, are they undercharging, are they overcharging? We do that for parts and labor. And then we also look at what is the effect on the effective labor rate by price changes. This report is that high-level summary report. We offer an audit detail report as well, which is going to actually break it down by individual service advisors and RO. So we're going to look at each RO that had a price change, so we can actually dive in and coach that service advisor. We also have many other reports, service advisor analysis reports, which are going to go far beyond that pricing structure, really just looking at all of the KPIs that we measure a service advisor on. So we give our clients all of the data that they need to properly coach those service advisors.